everyone, Linda here again with you from Gumnut Lane Jewellery. I'd like to welcome you back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. So today we're doing another chain link, and it's a triangle one that I came up with. Now this one here is, as you can see, it's larger to start with, but I've coil wrapped this one. So coil wrapped it first, and then I've used half round wire to wrap around that one to give it a different look. So that's one style there. This one here is just 18 gauge wire wrapped with I think I used 24 gauge wire on, or 22 gauge wire rather, on that one there, just to give it a different look. You can't sort of really see what it's going to look like until it's been oxidized and cleaned up, but just to give you an idea there, that one. And then this one here, again on 18 gauge wire, but I used 20 gauge wire to wrap around that one. And I wrapped that a little bit looser. As you can see, there's gaps down through there just to give it another different look. And then this one here, a smaller one, again 18 gauge wire, and I've wrapped 26 gauge wire that I twisted around that one just for a different look. Now these can all be used in a chain. I'm not doing a chain today. I'm doing something different for you. So you can use these links in a chain. You can use them on a bracelet. You could use that as a either a centerpiece like that, or you could have one on either side, you know what I mean, coming in like that with just a joining in the middle, or you could put something else in the middle and have those coming off to the side like that. That's just another idea I thought of. The one we're working on today is this one here, and we're going to be putting that together in an earring. So if you'd like to learn how to do this chain link or just a component for an earring, then stay with me, and we'll get along with that soon. Okay, let's get into this. So I've got my 18 gauge wire. I'm going to flush cut that. And I'm using my beadsmith triangle mandrel for this. Now you can also do it by, you know, using your chain nose pliers, flat nose pliers, measuring and bending. So if you don't have one of these, you could do that way, but to me that's just so much extra work. And you can pick these up quite cheaply. Obviously the Beadsmith brand would be a little bit more expensive, but I've seen them on Temu, the whole set. And they're not Beadsmith, they're whatever brand. They're only like $2 or $3. They're not expensive at all. So anyway, this is what we're going to use, and I'm coming down to the 5th run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from the top, the 5th run down, I'm going to place my wire. Now I'm keeping mine on the spool because I really didn't want to be doing measurements. And why measure if you don't have to? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm starting my wire off right on that corner there, like that. And I'm just going to bend my wire around, keeping it nice and flat to the mandrel, as flat as you can. And we're going to come around again. It's easy if you let your wire off your spool, if you unwind it. And we're going to go around 3 times. So I want my end of the wire that I'm coming around now to meet up with the wire, the end of the wire that we started off with, just like that. Get my cutters, and I'm going to cut it right there like that. Okay, that's what you should have. And obviously it's going to spring out of shape. It's wire, so it wants to spring out. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to torch it so that it's nice and pliable. Now if you don't have a torch and you don't want or don't like to use one, you can just come in with a pair of pliers and just get that as straight as you can. You know, just going around each triangle, or each side of the triangle, I should say. And as I said, it's going to spring out like that, so you just have to play with it. Let it know who's the boss. Like that. And then you can also, you can hammer it. And if you hammer it, it's going to get quite out of shape, obviously. So then you would have to sit and do what I just did then and put it all back into shape. Or you can just go around with your wire straighteners and just get that all work hard and straightened up. So it gives you a pretty good triangle shape, which you're going to have to control when we do the next step. But anyway, I'll come back when I've torched this and we'll move on with the next step. Okay, I've got mine all torched up, and I forgot to mention too that while I was off camera, I was torching a piece of 20 gauge wire that measures 38 centimeters, which is about 15 inches of 20 gauge wire. So you need to do that as well. Now, if you're not torching, obviously you would just measure off that amount with your wire untorched. And you can do it. I have done it myself. It's a lot harder to do, but you can do it. Okay, so we're going to start off with our piece of 20 gauge wire here. And I'm starting off, I've got my cut ends here of my, on my triangle. Oh my goodness. You know what, it's only just gone 7:30 in the morning, so my brain hasn't totally worked. Even though I've been up for hours, it's just not functioning well this morning. And I think it's a bit because it's a bit of a cloudy, yucky looking day as well. Okay, so we're going to come in with our 20 gauge wire, and I'm coming in on the corner where you can see there, that's my cut end, and I'm coming in on this corner here. So I'm just leaving a bit of a tail there, and I'm just going to hold on to that and hold on to the frame as well. And I'm going to wrap this wire around. Now you don't have to be fussy. Remember, we're doing freeform here, so it doesn't have to be all lovely and neat and tidy. That's not what freeform's about. Obviously, you don't want a huge big mess, but you know you want it to look like it's handmade, not manufactured. And just come in with a pair of pliers. I can tell you this is a lot easier to do off camera than it is on camera. Oh my God. Okay, we're just going to tighten this wire up a little bit, so I'm just squeezing that and also turning it at the same time. I'm wanting more up the top there, so you can still maneuver it. It's not squashed down that tight that you can't move it. And my wire's getting caught up on everything. I want to move them up to the top. Because my wire keeps grabbing on everything, it keeps pulling it back down where I don't want it to be. Come on, get up there. There we go. Oh, stay there. Oh, gosh. If I can just get the right angle to hold on to this under the camera, I'll be fine. There we go. Hopefully I should have it now. Okay, start off with 3 wraps there at the top. It doesn't matter how many you do, you can just whatever design you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to go around there. Can you hear that catching on everything here, my wire? So I've gone around once there. Now I'm going to wrap 2 around the middle here, just because I like the look of that. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay, now I'm coming up to this top part here, and this is where I want to, I'm just going to bring those back up a bit closer together there, straighten that up. And I might just trim a little bit off those. Just a little bit more. That'll do. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, everything is getting in my way and annoying me. I'm just going to adjust my light here a little bit, so maybe I can get that out of the way. I'll put it up a bit higher. There we go. Let's see if that's better. So I'm going to come around that one and then come around here again. Get that one in nice and tight. Okay, now I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. And how do I do this? Let me think now. Trying to think what side I came in from. I turned it around here. So I'm going to make a loop. Like that. Just make it a bit smaller. Okay, now I'm taking this wire around the back. I want to tighten that up. And straighten him up. Now this may look, and it's really got to me when I was making the other one, that may look like it's off center because of where the wrap is, but if you actually look at it, the circle is actually dead above the top of the triangle there. So it's just like one of those, what is it called, an optical illusion. It's just playing with your eyes. So you know, don't be thinking, oh, that's all crooked and I've got to get it straight. It's actually is straight. And you can double check from the back there like that. Just bring it around And bring that wire around one more time. Now, as I said, that you're probably looking at it going, that's not straight, but it actually is. If you look to the top, if you look like that, you can see that that is actually straight. It's just that the wraps are going off to the side, which I think is totally fine. I like quirky things like that. So okay, so we've gone through the center there. And I'm coming up and over again and through the center again. Just grab my other pair of pliers here, move these ones out of the way. And bring that wire around. Hopefully you can see that what I'm doing, I'm squeezing it in, but I'm also turning it as well. If I can grab hold of it, I will be. Like that. So from here, I'm going to bring my wire down, that little tail out of the way. And I'm going to wrap it around twice, like I did on the other side. Now don't be afraid to use your pliers to hold things, because the wire is so soft, it's you know, going to move around a lot more. Okay, I've bent that out of shape a little bit, so I'm going to come in and just fix that up. And then I'm going to wire it through there again. And then come down to this corner. And you can wrap here as many times as you like. It's you know, totally up to you how you make this look. But I tend to do things in odd numbers, so 3 is fine for me. What have I got there? Oh yeah, I've got 3 on that corner if you don't class that one, because that's part of the next one that goes up. So 3 on each one. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at it and see if it needs any reshaping. I can see I still need to fix it up here. And you can just fiddle with it like I am. Just, you know, do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, that's looking pretty good to me. Yeah. Okay, so when I come back, we'll attach our stone. Okay, I'm back, and we're ready to attach our stone. And I've got these beautiful kyanite shards. They're just absolutely gorgeous. They're probably not showing up as nice on camera as what they are in person, because they've got like tiny little crystals. I don't know whether you can see those through there, but tiny little crystals embedded in them. And they usually, this type of stone usually has a flatter side, and then a more detail side, I suppose, is the word I'm looking for. So choose your flatter side to go against your frame. That's mostly for ease. Can you see that beautiful little crystal in there? It's gorgeous. Anyway, these are top drilled side to side across the top there. So we're going to take some 24 gauge wire. You could use 22 if you wanted to. Just obviously it's a bit harder to wrap because, well, mine has quite a good size hole in it. I'd probably even fit a 20 gauge through there as well, but I'm not going to use a 20 gauge. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm just using 24 gauge, and I'm just going to cut off. Once again, I don't usually do measurements, so I'm just going to cut off a piece about yay long. Just give you a quick measurement on that. And that is, let's say 20 centimeters, which is about 8 inches. Okay. So now I find it easier if you do these wraps before you attach it. So just leave yourself enough that you can attach to the other side of your frame. And from here, just, if I can hold on to this, just wrap around and make sure you get them like reasonably tight. You need to have them quite tight. So I'm going to go around, what did I do on the other one? 3 times, yeah, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 3. 3 times. So get those nice and tightly wrapped around, just like that. Obviously you can see there where it's coming out of the stone, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's what, you know, nobody's going to be that close to you. And as I said before, if they are, tell them to rack off. They're too close. Now you might have to find two. You might find two, which I just felt then when I put my stone on there, because it's got the wire on it now, that your stone is not going to fit on flat against the frame. So what I did was I just came in and I just got my pliers on the top part here and just bent that frame back slightly, just a little bit, ever so much. You can't even really notice it. You can on this, but you can straighten it back up again. So you just want to bend the frame here just a little bit. And then come in with your stone. And this could take a little bit of fiddling around. It took me quite a while to get it to sit where I wanted it to sit. Just wondering if I wrap it from the top maybe. But I don't want that look. Oh, it might be all right. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one from the top. The other one I wrapped from coming in from underneath, like threading the wire through first. But I'll see how we go with this one. Now, I don't think I'm going to like that. Anyway, I'm going to do it anyway with my... So I'm just going to come in from underneath. Pull that in nice and tight as I can get it. and just making sure that your stone will move, so you need to make sure that you're readjusting it and holding it firmly with your thumb. I'm just having a look and seeing if no, that's all right. So I'm coming back through again. And we're around one more time. If I've left myself enough wire there. So just make sure you leave enough wire. Oh, goodness. Why do these things always happen on camera? Oh, God. Come on. Stop playing around. Being naughty. There we go. So bring him up and over. And I'm just going to use my other pliers here and push that down. I'm not even going to trim it. It's short enough that it'll fit there. Can't feel that, so I'm happy with that. Now let's see where this stone's sitting, because I know he moved. I could feel him. Alright, see if I can get that straightened up a little bit more. That's pretty good. I'm just checking the bottom as well. I'm making sure that that's sitting in the middle. And that's about as good as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to bring this wire in and attach it as well. Take him around the back and cut him off. Okay, oh, he moved out of shape. There you go. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to finish this wire off here now. I'm just going to cut him. You can decide where you want to cut this. You can cut this to the inside, or you can cut it to the underneath. I don't really worry about it because mine goes through the tumbler and it takes care of any burrs that I have. So I sort of, you know, besides cutting it on top where you can see it, I don't worry about, you know, making sure it's tucked to the inside or whatever, because you're not going to see that anyway. I should have cut him a little bit shorter. You can just see him on the end there, but okay, now this is where this bit of wire comes in. This is why we left him. And so I'm going to, do I want to wrap one more time? Let me see here. This is where you need to really make sure that your stone is in place now. So you can come from the front or come from the back. I think I'll come from the back on this one. And wrap around. Yeah. And then I'm going to come up through the center from the back. Now just make sure he's nice and tight, but don't break your stone. Okay, I'm going to come in. And I just want to let you know too, this type of tutorial I'm doing here, I would now reserve for Patreon. But I just wanted people to see what type of thing I do on Patreon. So you're getting a treat by seeing this one this week, because this is a more detailed one, and this is what I would normally do on Patreon, as I said. Okay, now what did I do there? All right. And I'm just going to wrap back through here. And I also wanted to explain too why I use Patreon, or why I started a Patreon, was because, you know, with everybody thinks YouTube people make a lot of money. I'm lucky if I make you've got to make $100 a month before they even pay you anything anyway. And earlier it was taking me like 2 to 3 months to get the $100. Now I just make the $100 by a few cents over. That's per month. So it's not a weekly thing or anything like that. So it doesn't even help me with paying my supplies, really. I spend way more than $100 a month on supplies so that I can bring you these tutorials. And yeah, so that's why I decided I'd start the Patreon. It's you know, to be able to bring you the free tutorials, I need to make some money. That's all there is to it. That's the way the world works. So if you'd be interested in helping me out there, I'll leave a link down the bottom for my Patreon link. You can buy tutorials individually, or you can be a member and pay per month. How many times did I wrap around on the other one? I was talking then. 2 times. So I've got my 2 times there. I'm just going to bring my wire up there, cut him off, and tuck him down. Okay. Also, too, I forgot when I was coming back, I meant to mention to you, because I have a tumbler, I didn't hammer the frame. Now, if I didn't have the tumbler, what I would do is, before I put my stone on, is with my rubber mallet, I would tap my frame front and back to strengthen it. But because I've got the tumbler, I don't need to do that, so that's why I forgot to tell you. So anyway, that's that part of it. And when we come back, I will attach the ear wire, finish the earring off, and we'll attach the ear wire, and then we'll be done. Okay, I'm back with you. So I've got a little piece of 20 gauge wire here that I've hammered on just on one end there, if you can see that, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to grab my, this measures 3 centimeters, which is about 1 1/4 inches, I think. So I'm just going to turn the end on the on the paddle end on the wire. I wish my brain would wake up. Goodness. So we're just going to do that. Don't need a really big loop. And what am I going to do next? I'm going to wake up, brain. Open that up. Pop my earring on it. Didn't open it wide enough. And just make sure it's closed, which it is pretty much. Like that. And then I've got these little copper tube things. I got these on Temu. Temu. And it's just a little box of different shaped. I just saw them and I thought, I wonder what I could do with those in jewellery making. And I've done a couple of things. Now, one of them I showed on Patreon was with a pair of earrings. I used these for that, and I also used them in this bracelet here. As you can see, I've got them on 3 different sides there. So yeah, so I just thought I'd have a play around with them. So far I'm really happy with. It's a very thin copper wire, so you've got to be careful how you what you're doing with your tools, because you can just dent it and bend it out of shape quite easily. But if you're just careful with it. All right, so I want that now. I've got to make sure this sits right. So I'm going to close that up a little bit more. I should have made my loop a little bit bigger because I can't fit my tools in there now. So just make sure you make your loop a little bit bigger. I didn't want a huge one, but I wanted it big enough that I could fit my tools back in there, which I can't. So let's just see how we go with this. Oh yeah, he's sitting all right. Just by closing it, I got it to sit so that it's sitting on top. I didn't want it coming down behind it. I wanted it sitting on top, which it is, so that's good. So now with this one, oh, get back down there. This one here, we're going to turn the loop the opposite way. So I'm just going to bend that over. And I've probably got a little bit too much here. So I'm just going to cut a small amount off because I'm absolutely hopeless at doing, what are they called? Simple loops. Doesn't matter how many times I do them, I cannot get them. I just don't know what it is. So I'm going to turn a simple loop now. Hopefully I get this right. Let's see. Oh, it's not bad. It's not great. I can make it look a little bit better. I just don't know what it is with simple loops for me. I hate them. And I still keep trying to get it right, and I can't. It drives me insane. And yet I find a wrap loop simple as. Still not happy with that shape, but me, the fiddler, we could fiddle with this for ages. Not bad, is he? It's all right. Okay, stop playing, Linda. Stop playing, stop playing. Okay, open up our ear wire, and this one too, I've hammered the ear wire there to match the hammering on the bottom of that one there. Just a little, okay, it's not going to fit on there. Now, of the way around, I think. Now, did I get him on the right way or not? No, I didn't. I had it the right way to start with. Okay, so turn that around and I should have it right this time. There we go, good. Make something so simple so hard. Okay, closing him up. And there we go, that's our earring. Just bring the other one in so you can see them both together. I think a beautiful pair of earrings. Now, if you didn't want to add these in, I mean, you could just do a straight piece of wire without the tubes if you wanted to, or you could just attach your ear wire, obviously, to the, if you didn't want them as long, just attach it to your little loop there at the top. And I think you've got a beautiful pair of earrings. I mean, obviously, you're not going to, I tried very hard to get my crystals the same size, but they're a natural product, so obviously that was going to be extremely hard, but I don't think it matters anyway, and it's freeform, so I just love that little bit of different look to it anyway. Okay, so that's our pair of earrings. I hope you enjoyed those. Please let me know down the bottom in the comments if you did, and don't forget to give me a like. That's always appreciated. Facebook is going along really well. The ladies try that one again, Linda. The ladies are posting some beautiful jewelry pieces that they've been making. Also, too, one of my subscribers, Sharon, has posted some of her, I think it's something to do with inks. I can't remember what it's called now. Ink something or other paintings, and they're absolutely gorgeous. You really need to see them. She's just done an absolutely beautiful job. I don't care. I encourage Sharon to post those there. If you've been doing knitting or crocheting or painting like Sharon or whatever your craft is, post it up there. I mean, the ladies love to see that. I love to see that. It just gets my creative juices going when I see what people are doing, even if it's not jewelry related. It doesn't matter. The colours and things like that can give you inspiration. If you'd like to join Facebook, it's free to do so. It's a private group. I post a lot of my work there, so you can see what I've been up to give you inspiration as well. So as I said, the link, I'll put that down the bottom for Patreon, and I'll leave a link down the bottom, and I'd appreciate it if you took a look at that and maybe could see your way to helping me out, with just buying a tutorial, or it's obviously better if you do a monthly membership for you financially. It works out better. And you can cancel at any time if you're not happy with it or you can't afford it or whatever. But yeah, just consider giving me a hand there. And what else do I want to say? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I think that's all I've got to say. I shall see you all next week in my next tutorial. And I hope you all have a lovely week and go out and make something beautiful. Okay, everybody. Bye.